Honestly, everything shifted for me when I stopped asking myself, can I afford this? And changed my mindset to, does this purchase align with my goals? Hey guys, I'm Sherry and welcome to my channel, Growing with Sherry, where we talk about money management, mindset, and how to level up in our finances. I have been investing for 12 years and I was successfully able to save up $30,000 last year while traveling to 5 different countries. If you want to level up on your financial journey, please click like and subscribe to keep up with more upcoming videos. A big thing that people don't really focus on these days when they're trying to save money is how much they're actually spending. Because of the fact that we're not actually aware of what we're spending because we don't actually track it sometimes, I feel like a lot of people spend much more than they think that they spend. I remember when I first tracked my spending, I was literally blown away because I was under the impression that I was saving much more than I thought and spending much less than I was under the impression of. However, the convenience of just being able to tap your card anywhere you go, it makes it super easy to spend that it becomes an unconscious experience when you are spending money. Also, you got to consider that with the convenience of online shopping, many companies are making it super easy for us to spend our money unconsciously. For example, think about Amazon and how you can easily put your credit card information and quickly make a purchase in seconds. Think about your Shein account where you have your information already registered in there, which makes it so easy for you to just throw things in your cart and make a quick purchase. There are so many forces working outside of us that makes it so much easier for us to spend. This is why we need to be so much more intentional and create money systems to actually cut out the things that we don't truly need. Cut out the things that we are overspending on and wasting money on that could easily be saved and invested to make us more money. All right, so let's get into my top 6 things that I'm going to be cutting out to ensure that I save $10,000 or more this year. The first thing that I'm cutting out is bi-weekly nail appointments. I used to be that girl that was in the nail salon, getting my nails done, getting the designs, making it super fresh. I felt like I needed to get my nails done all the time in order to feel beautiful. Connecting my beauty and my confidence to my nails proved problematic for me because when I actually calculated how much I spent on nails in an entire year, I was blown away. By going to get my nails done every 2 weeks, I ended up spending an additional $200 to $250 per month on nails. When I calculated that, that was about $2,400 that I was dedicating to nails for an entire year. That did not sit well with me. I had to make a decision within me and decide, is that something that I was willing to cut out so that I can keep that money and actually invest it to make more money? And yes, it was. So I'm not actually going to cut every single nail appointment out, but I'm really going to cut my nail appointments down and limit them to the summer months when I'm actually outside and I'm actually showing my nails and my toes a lot more, and dedicate the other, I want to say 9 to 10 months of the year to saving up the money that I would have spent on nails. Alternatively, if you feel like, oh my goodness, I can't completely cut nails out, do press-on nails. Honestly, I have been doing press-on nails for special occasions, like when it was Christmas, when, I went on vacation, and it was honestly really, really convenient. I felt really good about the fact that I didn't have to stay in the nail salon for 2 hours, get my nails done there, and then have to drive home. Like, I just felt like a lot. So doing my nails at home with press-ons, it takes literally like 20 to 30 minutes, and the press-ons last 2 weeks, usually, like the nail sets do, and I'm able to save money. So if you feel like you can't completely cut out nails, then find an alternative. Use press-on nails or just paint your natural nails. The second thing that I'm cutting out in 2026 to level up my savings is to cut out fast fashion. So previously, when I would go on vacation, I used to be a Shein girl. I would always be on Shein trying to get the latest outfits so I can take the cutest photos on my trip. But Every time I would come back and put that clothing in the washer and the dryer, why was my outfit looking rattered and tattered? Like, no, not I spent $20, $30 on my outfit and it only got one wear. So I started to get tired of fast fashion. Also, the problem with fast fashion is that by purchasing that outfit, you are hopping on a temporary trend, the outfit that is trending at that time. And then when that outfit becomes out of style, it just feels outdated at that point. And then you end up sending that stuff to the secondhand market. So it just feels very wasteful. I've also been on this minimalist journey where I actually do not want any pieces in my home that I don't wear frequently. I just feel like it takes up a lot of space. It just feels wasteful. It just creates anxiety in my household, honestly. So I am not purchasing or indulging in fast fashion. Alternatively, I will purchase very good quality pieces that I can see myself wearing multiple times, and then trying to find creative ways to mix and match the pieces in my closet to make a variety of different outfits. Another thing that I'm cutting out is unnecessary subscriptions. Subscriptions, they can be convenient, however, those subscriptions add up over time. Do you really need Hulu, Netflix, and Amazon Prime? Try to sift out which one is your most watched, keep that one, and then cut out the other one. Things will feel uncomfortable. You might be thinking, well, I want to watch my Hulu. My favorite show is on Netflix. How can I cut it out? I honestly just learned to live without certain things. I already feel like my consumption of social media and screens and TV is way too high. So I look at the benefits, the positives of cutting out my TV subscriptions. I'm going to be forced to watch less TV because I'm not going to have so many different TV subscriptions to give me something to watch. So by cutting out your subscription, you actually indirectly decrease the amount of TV that you watch because you don't have as many subscriptions to watch shows on. Alternatively, I like to dig deep and ask myself, how can I meet this need in a different way? So for example, when we watch TV, we are usually trying to fulfill a need or a desire to be entertained. And that comes at a cost by paying for the subscription. So I try to ask myself, okay, you want to be entertained right now? Is there a way for you to be entertained for free right now that is maybe less strenuous on the eyes and a little bit more affordable? And yes, I'm able to find alternatives like read a book. Reading a book is always good, or watch YouTube. Those are both two free ways to fulfill the same need of being entertained. The next thing that I'm cutting out to save money in 2026 is to cut out purchasing books. I am an avid bookworm. I love to read, and I made the commitment to be more of a reader in 2025 and now into 2026. However, that does come with a price tag. By constantly going to the bookstore and purchasing a new book each month or 2 new books each month, that actually adds up. I ended up buying a Kindle, which, I liked that at one point. There was a lot of free books on Kindle, which I really, really liked. However, the books that I actually wanted to read also costed money on Kindle. And I felt like there was another way that I could actually cut out having to spend on books. So what you're going to do is get a library card. If you don't have a library card right now, you are honestly missing out. Every time I've moved or relocated to a new city, the first thing that I'm doing when I'm there is getting a library card. Having a library card honestly has so many benefits, but one of the underrated benefits is actually using that library card to go and get the books that you want to read for free. And when you have this library card, they actually have online libraries as well, where maybe if you don't want to go in person to get the book, you can actually just download the book online or rent an ebook instead. All right, the next thing that I'm cutting out is takeout. Cutting out takeout honestly goes hand in hand with my weight loss fitness journey. So I find that especially when we get really busy, we tend to spend more on takeout because of the convenience of being able to pick up food after a long day of work instead of having to cook. So while that is great and all, takeout really starts to add up. So alternatively, I have created a money system or a money rule for myself that I am cutting down takeout to a minimum. Instead of completely cutting out takeout, I'm going to have a money rule for myself where I'm allowed to have takeout once a month. And honestly, this doesn't feel like I'm cutting something out or I'm losing something, because I look at it from a glass half full perspective, from a positive perspective, where if I'm able to cut out takeout, I'm actually able to save money, and I'm able to cut out on the fattening, calorie high foods that I would be eating had I been eating so much takeout. So honestly, this process of cutting out things that you're overspending on, it really requires you to change your mindset and your perspective towards cutting these things out. You can't look at it from a place of, oh my gosh, how am I gonna do without my nails? How am I gonna do without takeout? I love getting my favorite burger, my favorite fries from this store. You can't look at it like that. You need to be able to convince your mind otherwise, convince your mind that you're doing something better for yourself through being able to save money, prevent waste, and actually not have to eat dirty, unhealthy takeout. So instead of eating a lot of takeout, I have opted to do grocery shopping more frequently. And when I grocery shop, I will spend a little bit more money on getting high quality ingredients that I'm going to enjoy, that I actually want to, and am excited about meal prepping at home and cooking the meals that I eat at home. Girl, I know you can cook that same thing that you want from the takeout restaurant at home. Try to cook it at home. It's more fun. You get to add another recipe under your belt, and you get to save that money. All right, guys, those are my 6 things that I'm focusing on cutting out in 2026. I'm really curious to hear what you are going to be cutting out in 2026. I want to see if I can add a little bit more to my list. So please share in the comments if you have something that you're going to be cutting out. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll talk soon, y'all. Peace.